Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing this August 28, 2025 altcoin early afternoon update. And we're going to start with the AMP price. And if we go into the daily time frame with AMP, as you do know, I've made no bones about it, and I have just over 1 million coins of AMP that I think 2026 through 2027 is going to be the year of the AMP and the year of DGB. And I think AMP will go up 10x from where it's at now. And you say, Vincenzo, what do you have for 10x experience? Well, look at my mining stocks. We're moving towards 10x runs, right? And I think this will go 10x, and that's why you should become members of Jabroni Killers as cheap as $3.99 a month to help support the channel that it starts at. In the video description and or every pinned comment, to become Jabroni Killer members to keep these videos of truth, trust, education, and information coming out to you for free as we grow and you join on my journey to become an asset millionaire via gold and silver bullion and mining stocks, cryptocurrencies, 401k, steady investing, real estate, some cash or dry powder, aka on the side for emergencies, health, house repairs, car repairs, but most importantly, they must be earning 3 to 5% in short-term CDs or bonds. And most importantly, it's therefore buying a new when the time's right asset or accumulating into an existing asset when the time presents itself. And you can see here the AMP as our overall couple of year pattern here is you got your overhead major upper resistance, which is slightly descending right here, a couple of breakout attempts, one in March of 24, the other one in December. So we're about due on our 6 to 8 month cycle to have another run up here to upper resistance, and I think that's coming soon at 0.010. I think will be the next major hit, which is about a 2 3/4 to 3x move from the current price. Our major support is slightly descending. First hit in January 24, August of 24, April of 25, and then June of 25. And that's the area that we need to hold, because if we did break that, you would come down to the 0.00235, as you can see there. But I think eventually, as our track shows, you're rounding and holding a bottom. And then you can see our track brings you up to big heights. And by November of 2020, 1 year from now, September of 26, it's got you sitting up here at about 5 cents. The other tracks got you sitting by November of next year, sitting at 2 cents. So I think by the end of next year, we're going to be sitting between 2 and 5 cents. And then eventually, I think we could do much greater than that. But in 12 to 14 months from now, I believe you're going to appreciate 6 to 16x. So it's a 600 to 1600%. So 6 times to 16x return by next year. And our track is showing us, and I think it's going to happen. That's why I am holding these million coins. I've been accumulating for a year. And if it takes till the end of next year, that'll be a 2.5 year hold to get my 6 to 16x return. And I think that's going to happen. And also another one that I have a smidgen over 160,000 coins is DGB. I think is going to be a high flyer next year. You're just above the 0.008 and change. You can see the horizontal left to right right here. You can see we have this cup and handle where we got rejected in April of 24, hit our lower support of the cup. In September of 24, then we hit a neckline resistance on the cup. In December of 24, then we've consolidated into this handle, and I believe now we're trying to break out of that, and our next move is up to the 0.02 cents, and then the breakout technical target is up here at just below 10 cents, right? And from the point of the breakout, or from the point of where you're at now, that is a 13x return, and I believe there will be a 5 to 10x return 2026 to 2027 in the DGB, and I've accumulated quite a few of these for that. I believe those are going to be the 2 biggest winners next year. ALGO, you can see the all-time high. Somebody asked me, and the critical thing on this is even in an altcoin 3.0 or a rally in major cap coins doesn't always mean all the coins are going to new highs or going to go up at all. You can see the all-time high is 334 in ALGO, sitting back here in June of 2019. You can see during this last hype cycle, the greatest hype cycle in crypto history to date, we didn't come anywhere near an all-time high. We had a massive return off its low of 5x, 6x return, but it didn't come anywhere near its all-time high because all these coins, Bitcoin could go to 10 million. but it doesn't mean all these coins are going to go back to their all-time high. You have to buy the right ones. It's just like the stock market. The Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the Standard & Poor's Index, and the Russell 2000 are all at all-time highs again. But companies that were there the last time they were at all-time highs in 2018, 21, 2011, 2008, 2001, 1989, 1980, right? All these great collapses and bear markets, a lot of these companies are gone. There's only a handful that are still there from the beginning because the indexes stay the same, but the companies in the indexes can go bankrupt. The same thing with crypto. Individual coins can go bankrupt as crypto as a whole continues, right? So don't just think that coins that are 99% down will always come back. They don't always come back. A lot of them eventually go insolvent or bankrupt because they were scams. Their use cases run out, or a better coin or a better business or a better product took over the market, right? And I just wanted to say that because I had some Jabroni Killer and other members asking me that. And I want to stress that just because there's a bull market doesn't mean a coin that's down will go back to all-time highs or go up at all. It can continue to just go down. But you can see in the short term with ALGO, we're just above that critical bottom part of that red support and resistance box, which is sitting there at 23 cents. And we do know, you can see since we got rejected on the last big pump, big hype cycle on this coin, where we went from the 15 cents up to the 36 cents, got rejected just below the 36, came back down to major underneath support, the 3 moving averages in the critical 23 cents, the bottom part of this red trading zone. And now we've been trading along it for several weeks, ever since, just like we're deleting that, ever since August 7th, we've been trading along that critical support level, because if we break that 23 cents, you'll get sucked down just like that to 19 cents. If we can continue to get bounced on this, you can try to work your way up to 35 cents. But this 23 cents is critical support, because if we break it, you're coming down straight to 19 cents. If we continue to roll this along, the XCN continues to be bearish even after the overall market has been bullish recently. And you can see we've had a bearish cross, a golden bearish cross, where the 50 is now below the long-term moving average. And just like we told you, if you got rejected and couldn't get back above the last several weeks, ever since June, if we couldn't stay above this 0.013, your next major move would suck you down straight back down to a regional low down here at 0.007, which is at the bottom part of this blue support and resistance box. So in the short term, that's look like where you're going. You're going to jockey up and down, but I believe in XCN, the 0.00803 is where you're moving to the next level. And then we might have to start talking about a low that we're going to circle, something that's very scary that we might see in the longer term down there at 0.00230, right? But that's another story for a different week and a different time. First, we have to break through the 0.008, but I think this is actually where you're going here in the short to medium term, right? I think you're going there. Next, XDC, the same thing. You're sitting now, you got the 50-day moving average turning bearish. You got the 100-day moving average running parallel. You got the 200-day running average running neutral now. And I think, unfortunately, what might happen now is you might come to if you break this 200-day moving average, if you come down to the 200, you're still bullish. You can see you had a swing breakdown off of that critical support, a double bottom up there at the 0.10 cent level. If you continue to break down off of there and you breach the 200-day that's sitting right here, your next move would be the 0.05 to 5 cent level right here, a regional double bottom. And then eventually you would come down to a technical target that we've had ever since that head and shoulders, where you had a wick technical target. But back here, you can see you had this wick back here on January the 28th. But I think you can full candle body hit, and you haven't done it yet. But if you breach the 200-day, you got some big downside activity looking ahead. Like the channel, subscribe. We'll get into a bigger in-depth update on altcoins this evening. Thank you. I appreciate you all as we continue to grow to 3,000 subscribers. Peace and love. The Rock's Eyebrow, Jay.